everyone. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our Pulp Cthulhu campaign. I am the aforementioned Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Before we go around and chit-chat with everyone, talk about their characters, we're going to do some channel stuff first. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsors. The first and foremost being Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. That's right, you heard me correctly, everybody. We are part of their Spotlight program, which highlights indie TTRPG creators all across the interwebs. Mwah. This hand gesture. Also, thank you to our sponsors Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. We have discount codes and affiliate links with both of these great companies. If you like dice, the physical kind, or coffee, also the physical kind, you could get some and help support the channel, you know? I'm gonna drink some coffee, not dice. I'm gonna drink coffee, not dice. I swear. I've never eaten dice in my life. You can't prove it. So, thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who's gifted subs. We love seeing those little pretzel badges and little hedgehog hypes in the chat. Of course, there are tip incentives listed down below that can impact the game live. Using bits or our Streamlabs tip jar, you just click on the image, it'll take you where you need to go. All of this goes to help pay our cast, which is excellent because we love them and think they should be compensated for their time, talent, and effort. Yes. Last thing. We here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and an O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell or through a grand rite of a certain death cult, maybe today, maybe next week, the players are here to have fun. And they're our priority always. We're going to go around and talk to everybody. Kienna, tell us who you're playing.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Kienna. I'm the sweetest channel. My pronouns are she and they. But today I am playing Irene Blackwell. Her pronouns are she and her. She is the resident forger of the group, kind of the group mom in many ways. Had a very tense moment with Charlie last time, and is going to go confront a cult now.
Yeah.
Because that's what a artist and forger does.
Yeah, as you do.
She has a gun though, so she's fine.
As you do when you are in the art business. Let's head up to Allie. Hi, Allie.
Good morning, everybody. It's Allie. I play Ganymede Graves' adventure scientist. She is an archaeologist, a naturalist, and she's a sailor, and she's super excited to be going home this morning, even if for only a brief period of time.
Excellent. And let's head over to Summer. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, it's me. I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns. And today I am playing one Mr. Charlie Rapp who uses he, him pronouns. And he's just your average guy, you know, just like your totally average, normal, rich, sexy, hot guy. Can talk to ghosts on occasion. But that really doesn't matter. It doesn't come up much.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
I never bring it up.
No, you never talk about it. Let's go. Last but not least to Tommy. Hello, Tommy.
Hello. Excuse me. Hi, hello. I'm Tommy. Adam Imperator Penguin the Twister. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III, who is going to learn how to play cricket with kneecaps. Yeah, with kneecaps. He's going to learn how to play this weird British baseball.
Weird British baseball.
There'll be so many people offended by that.
That's the official description.
If somebody wants to be offended by that, that's fine because you can do that. I should probably say something. I never say anything about myself. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger. I use she, her pronouns. I'm wearing false eyelashes today. Could you tell? What do you think? Leave me a comment if you noticed or if you didn't. I don't know. Okay, we're getting into the recap because I have spicy things to do today. So, let's do them. Last time, the investigators reconvened at the Ritz, all the worse for wear. They went over their various experiences and discoveries and decided it was time to enlist help, especially since Zebulon's sister Annabelle had been kidnapped by the Brotherhood and their leader Edward Gavigan. Ganymede invited her friend Detective Inspector John Craig to hear them out, even though their evidence was acquired through dubious means, and he was convinced enough to go to the lead detective in the Egyptian murders, Inspector Barrington. Ganymede, after a casual skim of the Liber Ivonis and a review of the other clues they'd gathered, started putting the major pieces together. Based on the clues they'd found, she posited the various death cults they'd come across in their travels were working on some kind of machine together, all across the globe. Perhaps to summon something? Irene agreed and suggested their locations could possibly be nexus points for some kind of ritual. Zeb sought out weaponry, and after a tender moment with Irene, Charles left to confront Zara Shafiq at her home. She tried to avoid him, but he broke in her door and asked her what the hell was going on. During the exchange, Charles finally saw fully through her facade. She attempted to cast something on him, but he ran past her and out of a second-story window to get away. So, you all have a restless, brief night of sleep, plagued by dreams of things you've heard before, though they now take on additional meaning. A frantic Jackson Elias writing down notes mutters in a dream Charlie has had before. Many names, many forms, but all the same and toward one end. Need help. Too big, too ghastly. These dreams like Carlisle's, all of them survived. They'll open the gate. Why? You see the psychic Jasmine Pink aboard the RMS Corinthia, her eyes rolling into the back of her head during your reading as she says, "He walks among us, sowing his seeds, a crawling kind of chaos, 1,000 faces and none, a messenger, a bringer of madness for madness' sake. His tendrils reach throughout time and space. I see numbers. 6, 2, 9, 1, 4, 1, 1, 0. A great tear, and her eyes become the eyes of Mukunga Madari on the floor of Juju House in Harlem. His eyes are out of focus and weak, but his deep voice is strong. He spoke in another language then, you're sure, but you all hear English now. The crawling chaos, Lord of the wood, the haunter of the dark, and the father of all bats. The bloated woman, the black pharaoh, the bloody-tongued god, the shapeless traveler, the faceless immortality, Nyarlathotep. And you see, again, Augustus Larkin, his eyes dripping void. The sky will open, chaos will pour through, thousands of voices will sing in unison. You will be subject to torment no human mind can comprehend. And you're not sure if he said this to you then, or if he's saying it to you right now. But you wake up, seeing the clues you've gathered over the last 3 months in a new light, and all of you have gained 15 luck. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Free resource, baby.
Barrington and Craig were able to search the Blue Pyramid Club, conducting a thorough investigation of the storage room where Charlie was previously, finding a few bloody sets of manacles and the same kind of weapon Charlie had been struck with buried amongst the boxes. So they arrested the owner, Abdul Nawisha, who said he was only following orders but would not say from whom. They went to speak with Zara Shafiq at Empire Spices, since she is a regular of the Blue Pyramid Club. But the shop girl Rose informed them that her employer was on holiday, but of course they were welcome to look around. A well-paid judge refused their request for a warrant of the Penhew Foundation, since obviously Nawisha was responsible and merely toying with them. Barrington and Craig are to leave Gavigan, a respectable Englishman, alone. When they didn't listen, Gavigan's private secretary informed them that Gavigan is out of town with a lady friend and holding a party at his country estate. But with Craig's belief in Ganymede's account, he and Barrington decided that at least a small raid could be organized. Perhaps they would receive a tip that drugs were being dealt at this party. So, you will all have some support on the ground when you arrive at Misr House. The plan is to take the train back to where the SS Daring is docked and to sail around to where the sea meets the Naze. From there you can take rowboats into the small rivulets that head deeper into the marsh and to Misr House. You are able to do all of this because of your previous research. London's finest will be taking the more traditional route. Taking all of that into account, and with a bit more time for extra healing, the date is Tuesday, March 24th, 1925, the night of the new moon. While you're aboard the Daring, well, first of all, actually, Ganymede, why don't you tell us what the Daring is like?
The SS Daring is a seagoing ship on which Ganymede herself was raised. It belongs to her grandfather, who is well known as a naval hero and afterward an explorer and scientist himself. It's crewed by a mix of able seamen and scientists and researchers from around the world. So it's a very international crew, and it is fairly well appointed, I think. Although nothing like our trip across the Atlantic. It is a working ship, not a cruise ship. So I think what is it? Do we have maybe one night at sea as we're sailing around the north coast of Britain? Yeah, I think it's pretty cramped quarters. Zeb has been there before. Zeb spent some significant time on board, but I think it's the first time for the others, and I suspect that Ganymede pulls down a second bed in her own quarters for Irene, and there are guest quarters for the gentlemen.
While you're aboard, is there anyone any of you would like to speak with? I would kind of want to know what this night at sea is like.
I definitely want to, I would spend time with my grandfather. And I think I am most curious because I had telegrammed him to let him know that we had seen the Sea Devil and presumably Captain Vanderstraat, our former nemesis, at port in London. So I would be super curious to know if he learned anything about that, or if anything was done about that.
Do you think he would have, reported it?
I think he would have notified the proper authorities. I think he would have notified the Admiralty and
Okay.
But whether I'm happy to leave to you whether there was any follow-up on that.
Oh, I definitely think so. I think by the time any kind of authority would have gotten to Limehouse Docks, the Sea Devil was gone. But that's very recent, I think. So they're still not that far out from you all. What do you tell your grandfather about what you're doing?
I think just about everything. I don't think Ganymede's ever been any good at lying to her grandfather, and has probably only attempted it a couple of times. She is more likely to have left out key details, but in this case, I think now that it's all coming together, I think that she trusts him and wants him to have all the information.
Yeah. That is fascinating. So you tell him everything about, is there anything supernatural that you disclose?
Yeah. I think only hints thereof. We don't have a lot of solid information about that. And it is entirely possible that these various death cults could be coming together could be diluted, right? But they're still murdering people and they're trafficking in antiquities, which is I think a big issue for both of them.
It is. Yes.
They are murdering people, but the worst thing is that they're trafficking antiquities.
What is the community? I can forgive murder, but I draw the line at trafficking in antiquities. No, but I get it. That's something solid for him to latch onto, is there's illegal stuff going on.
Yeah.
And if you mention that you had the backing of the Met.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. How does Ganymede just feel being back aboard?
Oh, very, very good. She's been so, I think you've seen her over the last few days kind of getting more and more excited about this, even though it's only going to be for the night, because she's lived on board the ship since she was 8 years old. She is more comfortable there than she is anywhere else in the world. So she's going home, and not just seeing her grandfather, but many of the permanent crew of the ship they've known her since she was a girl. They're like family to her, and she's respected here. She's the first officer, so I think I can imagine taking the train to Liverpool the night before, because we sail with the tide, and that morning it's 4:30 and she's knocking on your doors and getting everybody up and ready for launch, and she's just super excited.
I think you should take a D6 of sanity back. This
Yeah.
strikes me. This is like a haven for
Yeah.
Ganymede, and it's been a while since you've been on board.
Yeah, that's right. I will take it.
Nice.
I'll take those 4. Yay, thank you.
I'm being so nice. Wow.
No,
What movie?
must be something really terrible coming up.
Great. What about the rest of you? How is life at sea?
I think since his meeting with Zara, Charlie's just been basically pouting for the past several days. And that has continued. So he's still pouting. He's in pouting mode, which is basically he just doesn't talk to people and mostly stays to himself. And like, probably, I mean, he drinks a lot, to be fair, but like, is like refusing drinks. He's like not showing up for dinner. He's just pouting. He doesn't like it, and he's pouting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a huge baby. What can I say?
I don't know, but
Big ol' baby.
I believe you have finished Life as a God.
I have.
Because it's about a week later.
Yeah. You said I only had 1 week left.
Yes, I did. So, let me see if that gets you anything. I know, I love books too. I don't know if you knew that about me. Especially since
We just love books.
we love books here, is the thing. We love books.
We love books. So,
Life is a God in English by Montgomery Crompton. Yes. Right, this was more like a diary. Oh, yes. I remember what this is. So you're going to gain an additional 4 points in Cthulhu Mythos, which is excellent. There are no spells in this book, though. It is a diary. Yes.
Yeah, so he's just pouting, reading,
Mm-hmm.
growing his brain.
Wonderful. What about Irene?
Irene's probably done her rounds of checking in on people. She probably pokes in her head to see Ganymede perfectly at home. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I have to do anything there. I think that when Charlie doesn't come to dinner, she like brings dinner to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he doesn't like really respond, it's more like a knock on the door and leave the meal out there. She'll probably go find Zeb because she knows he has been on edge this whole while.
Zeb's like in like a training room, I guess, probably just whacking like a training dummy. Like it's just a little tiny training room, and there's like broken cricket bats everywhere. No, he didn't buy that. But no, I think Zeb's been very excuse me, saw something down the wrong way.
Yes, get it out.
I think Zeb's been very quiet and intense, and like definitely looking like he's preparing to go to war.
Yeah.
Also that he might kill someone.
Yeah. That's the part that concerns Irene a little bit. You know, the murder vibes coming out. So she'll probably like kind of poke her head into the training room. This is probably the second time that she's found him in there, like all day. You should probably take a break.
I think he keeps going, and he's maybe says like, I'll take a break when I know my sister's safe.
You can't save your sister if you're exhausting yourself now.
I should have been able to save her the first time. Hell, I don't even know if she should have been on that thing now. I don't know if I should have involved her in all of this. Whack. Just...
You can't, past actions are past actions. They've happened, and we have to deal with them now. That's not much use, I've found, in trying to dwell too much on that.
Zeb keeps hitting whatever the punching bag or whatever it is, and look, I know you're right about not dwelling on the past. It doesn't stop me from dwelling on the past, even if I know it's right.
I'm very well aware of that too. Maybe just take 5 minutes, drink some water.
Fine, Mom. He doesn't say Mom, but that's,
No, but it's in that tone.
That's in the tone. I just. What the hell have we gotten ourselves into? Irene.
You know, I have been wondering that for, I think ever since New York. But I don't know about you. I don't like, I don't like having such big loose ends.
I don't like there being, you know, when we went to Peru and all that happened, it was weird. But I could write it off as some weird, wacky, rum-fueled summer. Teenage summer.
But then New York happened.
Well, even New York was pretty normal. I mean, that was mostly kind of like a weird cult gang thing going on. That felt relatively normal. Nothing too weird had happened yet.
And then Lesser Edale.
Yeah, then things started getting real weird. And I'm not, you know, I'm not Charles when it comes to all this weird, wacky stuff. And I don't like there being things you can't explain. Like I get there's not always going to be things you can explain, but you know there's an explanation for it out there. Someone has it, but the things that we've seen here and whatever the hell Ganymede and I saw at that exhibition. I mean, I can't even. I described it to y'all, but it doesn't even begin to do it justice. Words just fail when it comes to describing that thing, and I can't. I can't understand that, and I doubt there's anyone else well, normal folk, not weird cult folk who could explain that to me. Charles, maybe. But I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of including that weird cult folk now. Not that I think he's a cultist, but
No, I've known Charlie for a very long time, and I have been somewhat familiar with the idea that there is the supernatural, but I still don't fully understand it because I can't experience it the same way, and this is the first time that I'm seeing these things firsthand. And
it's weird, right?
It is strange. But you see, the way that I work, I look at all the pieces, and when I look at a painting, I look at all the components, the brush strokes, the forms, the paint materials that they use, the era of the time, the knowledge of what hand may have been dominant for that painter. And even though I might not understand each piece or why that happened, I'm able to put together something and make sense of it in at least my own way. And I don't know too much about what you or Jackson do in terms of investigative writing, but isn't it something very similar? You just put the pieces together?
Something like that. It's about finding the facts and finding the lies and making, exposing the lies for what they are. But I'm gonna be honest, Irene, I don't know if this is one jigsaw puzzle that's got any same edges to put together.
Well, we're getting somewhere. Jackson gave us the starting pieces.
I'm not gonna be able to write like half of this in a book, right? No one's gonna believe it.
I mean, Jackson made a living somehow.
Yeah, but I think he left out the actual weird stuff that happened and left in the explanation of, oh, well, it's a death cult.
Well, sometimes I guess the truth is difficult to understand, but it doesn't make it any less true.
Yeah. This is not where I'd imagined I'd be.
I don't think this is where any of us imagined us to be. A ship outside of England searching out a death cult in what is, quite frankly, kind of the middle of nowhere. But we're here.
I'm gonna enjoy having a conversation with Mr. Gaffigan.
Do you actually mean a conversation, or do you mean... And she gestures out at, the discarded cricket bat.
Look, I know I'm gonna hurt him a little bit, and then I will ask forgiveness from the father, and then we're gonna have a conversation, because while I'm really angry at him, but I'm a little angry at myself. But I also know that he probably knows something that we need to know. but I am gonna probably break his kneecaps.
And you will be perfectly justified in that.
Well then. I think,
Just don't stay up too late.
oh, of course not. I mean, you gotta get a good night's sleep if you're gonna be in fighting form the next day.
Yeah, and Irene will leave him to it.
Yes. An effing chat for Gavigan's kneecaps.
No.
For the Mythos fans, probably at this point you were passing by Dunwich, which is always fun. Maybe there are some suspicious flip-flaps in the water as you continue. I think kind of what your grandfather would have suggested is kind of going past and then coming back down, which is when you pass Dunwich, just because there is the Naze Tower that sometimes served as a lookout. So he wanted to be precautious since this is a stealthy approach. And
Very wise.
it is. Are you taking one rowboat?
I think it's a motor launch.
That makes sense.
That can also, but it can be rowed. I
Great.
think it's small enough that it can be rowed, but so he wouldn't be exhausted by the time we get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I had to argue my grandfather into not sending one of the crew along to man the launch, but I think he probably, in the end, he probably went with my recommendation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wonderful. So, you were in the launch and headed inland. It's bigger than a canal, obviously, but there is an entry point. I believe you can all see it on the map. I'll head over there. I haven't done that in a while. Transition! Oh, that was bad. There it is. I moved things around to change the music. But there is this entrance down here. And then B is Miser House. So the land is densely forested. It is marshy as you expected, but trees, very tall, thick trees are kind of blocking any kind of faraway point you could find, unless you were up as high as you would be, like if you were in the Naze Tower itself. So you have a boat, so you are good to go. There is no one, as far as you can tell, watching this approach, but again, it is difficult to make anything out past a certain distance because of the trees.
What time of day are we doing this?
Evening?
Yeah, I would assume after sunset for the cover. But
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but up to y'all.
I think, if it's okay with everyone, I think we would have left like right at sunset. So like by the time we actually get in, the sun has just set. So we have as much time to like moon being high in the sky as possible, you know? So like maybe the sun is like setting as we're like going in on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I love
It's
that.
beautiful.
It's so romantic, honestly.
Sure. So
I see us as I think Ganymede's got on like a black turtleneck and dungarees
I need to
and
find my outfit.
yeah. Getting dressed montage here. She's got a black turtleneck and dungarees and boots and kind of that leather backpack that she carries that has a few things along with her shotgun / boarding axe. I think one of the crew members who was a Marine during the war kind of suggested that they get cork and like you burn the end of cork and then let it cool and then put it on your face and it makes it kind of darker and camouflages. So I think she's done some of that. I don't think she would have made anybody else do it, but
No, Charlie would never have done that.
I know. Damn it.
Camouflage this? My beautiful face? No, cannot do.
It gets
She
me
would
out
not
of
have
so
even
many
suggested.
situations.
No. Yeah, I think Charlie has definitely dressed in darker colors. It's like frigid cold outside,
Yeah,
right?
It's March.
Yeah, so definitely dressed in darker clothes, but like heavier winter clothes, just so, you know, they don't freeze, especially if they're like out on the water. And I think that like, this doesn't have anything to do with looks, but it's just a thing. I don't think Charlie is like prone to casual contact. Like, I don't think he touches people unintentionally, right? He's not a handsy person. But I definitely think if Irene lets him, he holds her hand on the way from the boat, like as they're going inland.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Miser House. As you approach and turn off the motor of the boat, make your way through the marshy area, you begin to see the mansion. As you've researched, built in the 17th century, it has since settled into the boggy ground. The subtle distortions of its architecture and the wild aspect of its poorly kept grounds lend the place a gloomy and foreboding air. A place of palpable menace. And the fog is very thick here. But there are lights in the windows. You don't see a lot of movement inside. Although you do see some light a bit to the south. Which you assume is kind of the more normal entrance, the one that the Met are coming through. Let's make a spot hidden, because you're pretty close, and there's probably a bit of room around the house itself that isn't completely dense with trees. I just pulled up that picture on the... I pulled up that picture on the stream.
Good. You all deserve to know what Charlie's wearing.
Everybody
Sexy.
deserves to know.
Shut up with these rolls. Oh no, mine's gonna be bad.
I'll burn the 1 point of luck for the hard success.
Oh no, mine made it.
Okay, well, I just want
Oh,
whoever
I guess
got...
Zeb already had one. Yeah, Zeb
Irene
had
ends
one.
up have one. It's fine.
Cool. Okay.
So, looking to the south, as you're this close, you can see a gravel path leading to a stone bridge that actually looks like it's probably functional, like enough to like let boats, like small boats, under. And I think this is where you can kind of see the movement of people. Maybe half a dozen people. There also looks to be a set up phone booth. There is like wiring going from this gate to the manor.
So it definitely looks like we probably couldn't go under the bridge without someone noticing us at the moment.
Yeah, there are a lot of people there. You know that
Yeah.
that Barrington and Craig are coming with their party.
Do we know how big their party is? Is like a couple of police officers?
Yeah, it's probably a handful. It's probably half a dozen to make it small enough to seem inconspicuous.
I think we would. My suggestion would be that we find, before we get too close to the action here, that we find a place to hide the launch, and then set out on foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely down with that.
I think we should. We probably have some like clippers, right? Something sharp.
Yeah.
In the boat, probably.
Yeah.
I think we should cut that telephone wire.
You'd have to get close-ish,
Close.
either to the house or to the gate, to do that, because it's running like straight from the gate to the house.
We know where the hidden. We know there is a hidden underground
Yes.
chamber here.
You read that in your research. Yes.
Yes, Irene did. That was used to hide Catholic priests. Do we know where that is relative to, like, geographically relative to the house and the gate and so forth?
Katie just tipped for Eldritch gift rolls for everybody. Katie!
You just saved my ass. I can't wait.
Most likely.
What did I get?
What did you get? Ooh!
Hey,
Tommy got some luck.
What did I tell
Tommy
you?
got some luck. I can't believe
it. Luck is a free resource.
Charles gets to declare a story detail about the scene or a present NPC, and Irene gets to draw a card from Charlie's deck that will inform something about what happens going forward.
I'll shuffle a card for you.
Great. And Ganymede also gets 15 luck points, which is great. You've racked up 45, and
I know.
In no time flat.
that's
Damn.
a whole extra life.
That's a whole convincing a werewolf to like chill the fuck out.
It is.
She was a ghoul. How
A
dare.
ghoul. Sorry.
Still not a
Luck
werewolf.
is a free resource. It's good.
So can I just say that like there's like probably an entrance to that thing, like maybe boarded up, but like there's gotta be an entrance outside.
Okay, love it. Yes, you can do that. I'm actually... Damn! You like my overalls, Katie? Thank you.
They're
They've got
so
a rainbow on
cute.
them. You make me swoon. Okay. Yes, so there is a way to get in from the exterior. And Charles, I'm going to say, based on the research that Irene did, and coupled with being there in person, you are going to be able to find it. Awesome. I love that. That is going to take care. There will be no stealth rolls to get into the building.
Oh my god.
For a particular, there's a reason for that too, because the building does seem to be very quiet. Ganymede, ask me your question again.
Oh, where the hidden chamber is relative to the house and, and the grounds. Like, do we know where it is on that map?
It's within the house itself. You know that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
You know that now. It is on the east side. It's on the east side, on the eastern wall. I think there's like literally a hole into it, actually. So Charles figured out where it was, and there is a literal hole to get into the priest's hole, because there would be no other way to access it. So I think there's like this actual hole in the ground, just because this place is like dilapidated. It's tilted, right? Time and weather have not been kind to it. There's ivy on the eastern facade, kind of crawling up. Everything is pretty overgrown.
Do you want this card now?
Yeah, give me the card. Tell me about the
It's
card.
awful. Oh, I hate that I drew this.
What did you draw?
I drew the inverted star.
Oh.
So when the card is reversed, that means you are feeling as though everything has turned against you. The challenges that would normally seem exciting instead make you feel as though you cannot overcome them. You have lost faith in something, whether inside yourself or with something you normally find clear. Without hope, without faith, we cannot find the motivation to progress forward in the challenges that we face. Where in your life are you feeling hopeless? In what ways do you already feel defeated? And how does this affect your actions?
So Irene.
Yikes.
So Irene, what's
Great.
What's going on?
Oh boy. What is going on? Oh, this is so interesting. I mean, she put on the whole brave face with Zeb to kind of be like, this is fine. We're cool. We're in this now. We just gotta deal with it. But in the last conversation that she had with Charlie, in depth, was, you know, he brought up the fact that she has a family at home, and like, I think her mind is kind of stuck on this remembrance that her family's back at home. The mob knows where they are because that's just something that they threatened her with.
Yes.
And if something happens to her here, she's not going to be able to protect them or help them like she has this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's kind of freaked out over that.
I think with the fog and the forest, you swear you keep hearing baby cries, like through the trees. Nobody else hears it. It's not really there. It's just something you can't shake. Okay. Well, that was informative. I like that. So, how are you approaching? Are you headed for the priest hole?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I think we imagine that it's the most likely place where we'll find Annabelle and the dancer. What was her name? Can't recall.
Yalisha. Okay.
So yes, we make our way there as stealthily as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And see if we can free them without being noticed. Let the Met take care of the rest.
Yes. Okay. Into the priest hole. I think as you all crawl through this bit of ground that's given away and been unnoticed, I think is when you start to see the lights of cars in the distance approaching, which you assume is the Met. I will say there are also several other cars out front that you're able to see as you move closer to the house and get a better angle on things. There is one very nice car, just for fun. It's a Bentley Blue Label. I don't know how to say this. Tourer. What is it, Allie? You know. Oh, you just looked like you knew.
How's it spelled?
Tourer. I don't know if there are any people who like cars here, so I just thought I'd share. There's a very nice car. Top speed 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, probably Tourer.
Tourer. Yeah, nailed
Yeah,
it.
someone who tours.
One who tours. Yes, it's very nice.
Tourer. I like Tourer.
Tourer.
Tourer!
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's probably Gavigan's. Unless, yeah, it's probably Gavigan's. Anyway,
It's probably
you're
Gavigan's.
in. You're in as the Met and Barrington and Craig arrive. So it is likely they will keep the guards, if that's what they are, people, house staff at the front occupied. So this room that you descend into, as you researched, is where a priest hole, where in the days of Queen Elizabeth I, Catholic priests would hide from persecution. There is nothing in here but cobwebs and a few rats, probably. But there is a staircase on the western side of the room, leading up.
I think, just silently, I think Ganymede has point and will probably head toward that staircase and begin trying to very quietly ascend it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Zebulon's probably following after Ganymede.
Yeah, I think Charlie would bring up the back.
Wonderful. It is very quiet. Like, the manor is big. It's got, obviously, a lower level and then 3 other floors at least on top. But it is so quiet.
Like, so quiet, a listen check is not even necessary?
You could do a listen check to just gain more
Yeah.
information.
Okay. I'd like to do that.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to do it. I changed my mind.
Hey, nice.
I'll see if anybody else gets. There's the hard. Yes.
Nice.
Oof.
Wow.
You're at the back of the line. It's a little bit harder.
I'm very preoccupied in my head.
You're still hearing baby cries.
Great, love that.
Zebulon, because you got the heart, I'm going to give this to you. As you're walking up these stairs, and they kind of wrap around themselves, I think you do hear a couple of things distantly, I think, because you're getting a little from the outside in here as well. Distantly, you feel like you can hear maybe singing. And I think you do hear like there are a couple of creaks, as you go up, but not immediately on this level that you can hear. So there might be people in the house, but probably not as soon as you walk out.
So, and you're saying the singing's coming from outside, like?
Yeah, it sounds, it's
outside.
very far away.
So, and definitely not coming from above.
Correct.
Zeb pauses for a moment and says, all right, I think there's a stage whisper. All right, I think there's a few people above us, but not that many, it sounds like. But Ganymede, if you listen real close, do you hear singing coming from outside?
And presumably I do.
It's harder for you to tell. But once he says it, you can kind of make it out too.
Yeah. Yes, Zeb, I hear it as well. And she's looking at all of you. I'm beginning to be concerned that the ritual is already underway.
Then we should hurry.
Should we make our way there immediately? Is there any reason to deal with anyone who might be here in the house then?
Maybe we can grab someone that might know exactly where they are in this estate.
It is 1,000 acres.
Instead of
Yes.
trying to
There's got to be a map of the property somewhere around here.
As well.
I think we find someone quickly, or a map, someone or a map, and then we go find wherever it is they're going, where they are.
I think she just nods and begins to move toward trying to get upstairs to sort of ambush whoever might be up there.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you push open the door again, you don't hear anything on the other side, any of you, like, immediately. You push forward, and when you come out, you can hear kind of, it's not noisy or anything, just a slight rattle of metal on the other side. And you see you pushed open a suit of armor. That is, there's this one, and you see another one framing this fireplace. Inside, this appears to be like a great hall. This fireplace is stone. It's very beautiful. But otherwise, inside, it's dirty and dusty. It definitely doesn't seem like the kind of place one might associate with a man of Gavigan's standing. Wood-paneled walls, there's an occasional tapestry, nothing really interesting. Old furniture, doors creak, pipework knocks intermittently. And it's quiet. So there's this suit of armor that you have pushed open.
Okay, so we come in like through the suit.
Yeah.
Through the suit of armor,
Yeah.
basically.
Secret
Very cool.
entryway.
So cool. Love that. We'll put it back.
Great.
But yeah, Charlie's gonna look for, if there doesn't appear to be anyone around here, he's gonna look for like service quarters, basically. So somewhere that like a gardener, because like a estate of this size would generally have somebody looking after the grounds. So Charlie's gonna look to see if he can find like wherever he thinks a map is most likely to be, you know, which is probably not, unless they have like a huge map on display for anyone who comes to visit, which they could, but it seems unlikely. He's gonna go check out service quarters, kind of look around, hopefully find a map with some notes.
Okay, what is everybody else doing?
I think Zeb is going to probably head towards the location, like the general place where he heard like creaks from earlier, and sort of like you know, like do hand signals to Ganymede.
Yeah, I think that's.
Like,
I think we're going
pie,
together.
Split the pie.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else in here? For now, Because Irene, have you said what you're doing?
No, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
You can always look around before you decide if you wish.
Yeah, I will take a look.
Okay.
A regular success.
Okay. So, with a regular success, you know that suit of armor you came out of?
Yeah.
Well, there's another one.
Uh-huh.
And right, it's dusty in here, and there are only kind of your footprints in the dust leading to this one. On the other one, there is a clean set of footprints through the dust. Like in front of that suit of armor.
Which direction are those footprints going?
Toward it.
I'm gonna go figure out if this armor is something.
Yep. With that spot hidden roll, it just needed to be a regular success. Kind of looking at these two suits of armor and knowing that obviously this other one opens from this side too, you see bricks that are a little more cleaned off. They pretty much mirror each other, and if you push it in, the suit of armor kind of just opens a bit. The suit of armor and its panel just go open and or function just like a door.
Cool. Great. Where's it going?
Down.
Oh, great. I think Irene kind of looks around, and then finds Charlie because he's probably the closest.
Mm-hmm.
There's another hidden door.
Show me.
Yeah, and show the suit of armor. There was another set of footprints. Someone else had used it before I found it.
Well, we could see where it goes.
I think it's probably worth looking into if it's a secret door in this cult house. What was it? Everything has a cult basement.
Seems to. Should we
Right.
grab Ganymede and Zeb?
I should probably at least let them know where we're going.
That's fair enough. Yeah, so Charlie will go to find them just to let them know, like, hey, Irene found a cool other door. We want to go down, so we're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's a bad idea to potentially continue to look for a person or a map.
Yeah. Okay, so Zeb and Ganymede, the creaking seem to be coming from up. Somewhere above.
Okay. Zeb's gonna point towards the stairs. There's probably stairs somewhere.
Charlie probably catches you as you're like about to go up the stairs.
He'll just grab your arm really quick, Ganymede, to just get your attention. Irene found another door, the second suit of armor. So it's a staircase that goes somewhere. We're going to check it out. We won't go too far. But just holler if you need help.
Very well. And you do the same.
Good luck.
And to you, let's plan to meet back here if we can.
Absolutely. We all know the way back to the boat, so.
Yes.
Yep, Charlie will go back to commune with Irene.
And she turns on her heel and is joining Zeb again to go upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go down first. Because why not?
Sure.
Hmm. At the bottom of the stairs, there's an unlocked iron door. I think it's probably, in fact, a little ajar. And there are 2 rooms down here. They're not separated by a door. Just revealing those to y'all on the map. So as you descend, I think you notice a couple of things. They seem to be, you think, probably soundproofed because this room is reinforced brick. Like the other one is long since forgotten, but this one has obviously had recent work done. Along one wall, there's a bizarre array of medieval torture devices. There's even a rack and an Iron Maiden. There are things on the workbench, tongs, pincers, thumb screws, and some knives. And there's a brazier in the middle of the room. It's unlit now. And there's a desk and 3 more tables, and there are all sorts of things on top of it. Jars, small boxes, tins, a statue, books, scrolls. And sitting on the shelves are 4 unhealthy looking plants in pots, each about like a foot high. There is a wall hook with a keychain of iron keys. And this is just the first part of the room. There is that second room.
Great.
Charlie will
Lots of
pocket those
stuff.
keys.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll grab those keys.
Yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
but there's lots of stuff in here, and there's the other room as well.
Yeah. I'll poke around,
Great.
Yeah.
see if there's anything interesting. Look at the plants, see if I don't know anything about plants, but I'm happy to see if I know something about plants. Who knows what I know?
Who knows what I know about plants?
I'm a man of many talents. Sometimes I know plants, sometimes I don't.
Sure. Okay, so you are poking around. I'm assuming you're like opening drawers.
Yeah. I mean, if
things
there's
like
nobody
that.
down here and it's still quiet,
It is so quiet.
I'm great. Then I love opening every drawer.
Great. Love it. There is a large ledger in the desk and an unfinished letter. The ledger contains handwritten entries describing transactions and shipments around the world. There are familiar things in there, familiar locations, I mean. There are shipments to, again, Hofang in Shanghai, the Randolph Shipping Company in Darwin, Australia, and to Omar Al-Shakti in Cairo, Egypt. I think I have a handout for this. Isn't that fun? Isn't that
I love a good
fun?
handout.
Who doesn't?
Handouts make the world go round.
Here's a ledger. I'll show it to chat. Woo, transition. That's hard to see because I'm zoomed in, but there it is.
Oh, man.
Oh, and there is a new location in there. If you look at the bottom, just to point that out to everybody.
Oh, cool.
Well, sort of
Kienna.
new. We have
New.
it got brought up a couple times before.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes back to May the previous year. That's pretty intense. Yeah. When, I don't know if we know the answer to this. When was the last time people saw Jackson Elias in person?
January of this year.
Okay. Yeah, Charlie will he'll grab that handout as well.
Mm-hmm. There is also an unfinished letter.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will share with you now. For the attention, Pale Viper. Elias has been dealt with by our friends in New York. Now we must turn to our other problem, namely Jack Brady. I understand that he may be in Shanghai, and ask if you would direct your resources to hunting him down. It is stupefying that this troubling man has evaded us for so long. He may become an obstacle to our great plan. If you wish, I will. And that's where the letter ends.
Do we know that name?
Yes, you do. Who knows who Jack Brady is for brownie points? I mean, I'll
Can you
tell
give me a clue about when we would have heard it?
In a newspaper article?
Oh!
Not in England. I could just tell you. Jack Brady was one of the members of the Carlisle expedition.
Oh, cool.
You know that thing that we keep bumping into?
Yeah.
We keep circling around.
Yeah. I think Erica probably... I don't know if she mentioned Jack by name, but when you were talking to her about the Carlisle expedition, he was basically like her brother's bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
A general factotum, according to the New York papers.
I will also take that letter, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jack
Sure.
Brady. Jack Brady.
Jack Brady. Jack Brady.
Maybe in Shanghai. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as soon as Charlie gets all these papers and stuff, if there doesn't seem to be anything else valuable. Oh, are the plants interesting?
They are interesting.
They're not labeled, are they?
Hmm.
They don't have those little like markers that you put in to tell you what.
I don't think so. I do think just because you're able to have the time to do this, looking around kind of the edge of the pots and stuff, there appear to be dark stains.
I would lift up the pots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing
Just-
under the pots.
Just a dark stain around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They're kind of spiny and diseased looking. Though they do appear to be like flourishing, like they're...
They're alive.
Yeah.
Can I uproot one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, what do you do to do that?
I grab it at the base and I will start to dig it out.
With your hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with my hands.
Great. As you do this, you cut yourself on
Okay.
something in there,
Mm.
and the little flowers all begin.
Great. That's so cool. Are they
Yeah.
all the same plant? Like, the same type of plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, like, yanks his hand back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of looks at the flowers like, the fuck?
So there is also, on some of the tables near the desk, some statues. There's a bust that's only about 6 inches, but it appears to be, like, carved from ebony. There's another one that's a little bigger, carved from marble. But they're the same figure. A beautiful, apparently male pharaoh. I think there are a couple other things. There's a broken stone tablet that looks like it had Egyptian hieroglyphics on it. That's what they would appear to be to you. But those have been carved over with inverted ankhs. If either of you would like to make archaeology or history, you can, just to date it. It's not anything extra.
Might as well try.
Yeah.
Archaeology or history. Am I good at either of those things? The odds are against me. Here we go. I'll try. Nope.
Okay. Yeah. You don't know exactly what period these are from, but they look old.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren, can I vibe? Can I vibe check this place? It's so quiet.
Yeah. You
Like, there's got to be a
definitely-
ghost
you
here.
Definitely can.
Okay.
And I think the last thing in here that's of interest is there's a purple velvet cushion that has nothing on it, just the imprints of like something that probably rests there.
Like something's been removed from it recently. Okay.
And there's so many books and scrolls, but there's no way you have time to go through them. Like so many, like hundreds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if I could really quickly I think like Charlie's just trying to get I think the fact that it's so quiet has really unnerved him the longer that they've been here. Because he was fully expecting like chanting or like something going on. And so this doesn't feel like a good place though, right? Like
No.
a normal person can see that. This doesn't feel normal or good.
No. Irene, are you headed to the other room? Or are you still looking around?
Yeah,
here?
I'm gonna head over to the other room.
Yeah, there's no door, so like between, so it's not like y'all will be cut off from each other. But go ahead and make that roll that you need to make. Your medium roll.
I got a 4.
That's amazing. Do your magic points.
Yep.
And you got a hard spot hidden. Great. So you use 4 magic points.
Yep.
So I think, Irene, what you see, especially with the hard spot, and I'll start with you and then bring Charlie into this. You see 10 cells with iron doors. Inside each cell is a pair of iron rings set into the walls as kind of anchors for shackles. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5 of these cells have recently been used because there are clothes in them. And you will recognize one of those as the outfit that Annabelle had worn.
Oh, great.
No one's naked. They have
Don't know, but
undergarments, but yes, clothes. But no one is in here now. However, with your hard spot hidden, one of the unoccupied cells, I mean, you can even reach in and just get it, is a beaten up leather wallet.
So yeah, so I'm gonna grab Annabelle's clothes because I'd like to have those to give to her later. And I'm grabbing that wallet.
Great.
What's in the wallet, Lauren?
Tucked inside the wallet is the warrant card of one Inspector Gregory Munden, who was Barrington's mentor, who disappeared while investigating the Egyptian murders.
Yay!
So that is a mystery solved.
Whoops.
It's very old and covered in dust. He's been gone for years.
Yeah, he got yeet into the ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles, you are instantly overwhelmed with the sound of tortured screams. Make a sanity check.
Chill, I'd love to.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's gonna be a D6.
Okay.
Okay.
1.
So the reason I think this hits you is because not only is it the numbers, it's 3 years worth of people. And if you think the new moon, like every new moon, every year, it's just people screaming. And you can recognize voices now. You can recognize Yalisha's, you recognize Annabelle's. And you know that awful things happen down here. But that's you two. Let's go upstairs. I'm sure it's much better up there. Because why wouldn't it be? So, going upstairs, you two pass through a little hallway that contains just like water closets. Again, that just very, very quiet feeling. You come out into the main hall. I'll actually show all of this to you because there's nothing interesting back there. You see a staircase that goes up, and you can also see the front door from here. I think you hear a phone ring. There's one kind of in the entryway. I think it starts to ring. What do?
I suspect that means that the inspector and his friends are at the gate.
You think whoever's upstairs is gonna come answer this one, or you think they got another phone upstairs?
I think we wait a moment to hear if that prompts any movement from upstairs where we're headed.
I think, yeah, after a few moments you hear like footsteps, like hurried footsteps, like, oh shit, I need to get the phone footsteps. And someone picks up upstairs.
Zeb's gonna motion to head upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, while they're on the phone, this is the time to quickly tiptoe up the stairs and maybe catch them by surprise.
Yeah, when you get upstairs, you see a strawberry blonde girl with freckles talking into the phone. I think... There's some confusion. I think she goes, hello, hello. It's Rose, by the way. It's very clear it's Rose.
Yeah.
Like, nobody answered. Or, like, nobody was on the other end. And she's confused. Her back is to you.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Is a quick... give me a quick sort of lay of the land of this hallway. Are there doors off of it, etc.?
Yes, there's a kind of passageway to your right, kind of westward, and a passageway to your left. There are doors that you can guess probably lead into bathrooms and closets, but the main ways to go are a singular door to your right, and I think there's probably a door that you can see kind of in front of you as well, but like along there are more doors along the eastern passage.
I want her unconscious.
Sure.
I want her knocked out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I come up behind her and...
Yeah.
And bam.
Yeah,
bam.
she is, I mean, I would ask you to make a check, but also there's no way. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead, make your fighting brawl.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
She is unawares.
Oh.
So what are you hitting her? What are you trying to hit her with?
I think I'm trying to hit her with probably just the flat side of the boarding axe. It's the easiest thing to swing.
I think what happens is or you can tell me.
I think what happens is I spend 15 luck and make that a success.
No, don't do that.
No? I have so much luck.
Yeah, you got the cricket bat with you. You got cricket bat boy. Don't spend that luck. I'm your keeper, and I'm telling you, don't spend that luck.
Okay.
Like
I think I'm maybe just a touch too late.
Yeah.
And she moves as I'm trying to do that.
Maybe it comes down on the phone.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Zeb, would you like to do anything? As she looks like she's taking a big ol' inhale for a scream.
Zeb's gonna tackle. Zeb's gonna do the tackle and try to like clamp his like hand over her mouth.
Sure.
In sort of the motion.
Go for it.
Oh boy. Do I use luck here? Or advantage, sorry. Do I use an advantage? Is this worth using an advantage?
I don't know. There's no one else in the house, so I don't know.
But also, like, how
far? Roll. I should have just said you knocked her out because it's not hard.
How far is the guardhouse from here?
Too far.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if she gets to like a window.
Yeah. Hey, Zeb's, the most important thing is saving his sister here, okay?
Yeah.
He will tackle a woman if he has to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay?
Do it.
Get her.
Roll it, because I think it's funny now, and I want to see if she dodges.
Use one luck! Look at that! Use one luck!
I feel like Roll20 is telling me something. It's telling me
No, it isn't. It's not.
Like it's telling me something. Let me just roll. I'm gonna say she has a.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna say she has a 30 in dodge. I didn't stat her. Why would I? No, she doesn't make it. Great. You got her. She rolled better than you though.
Fine. I'm better at brawling than she is.
So you tackle her to the ground.
And I like clamp my hand over him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Rose. Did not expect to see you here.
I don't expect that that's Rose, Zeb. Am I right, Zara?
Shakes her head. Nice try, though. I think her eyes, though, do kind of glance. To the door that you can see that you're kind of next to. Yeah. Y'all knocking her out? Ask her anything? What's up?
I don't think Zeb will knock her out.
But don't we want to see if she knows where the ritual is being held?
Yeah, we need to see.
Sure.
Now, see here, Rose. I'm not too fond of violence against people who may or may not deserve it. But my friend here has a shotgun. And I think she's a bit more willing to use it. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna remove my hand. I'm gonna ask you some questions. And maybe my friend doesn't use the shotgun. Or the axe. It's probably gonna be the axe, to be honest. All right.
Yeah, she nods. She looks scared out of her wits.
All right, Zeb slowly removes his hand, ready to like just clamp it back down if she tries to scream. Does she?
Nope.
Oh. All right. Is there anyone else in this house right now.
No.
Did I see her glance at the other room?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna nod towards Ganymede, maybe just to peek inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Inside, it looks like a guest room. What would still be in here? I think you smell the familiar smell of cumin. There's a mirror, which Charles would recognize. Dark, framed in this ornate gilded frame. There are a couple of vials around. Look like that contain one contains a syrupy red substance. The other is like a black powder flecked with odd rubbery crystals, maybe? That's not there. That's not there. That's not there.
I will pocket those things, I suppose.
Okay. And there is a purple velvet cushion with indents that has nothing on it.
Okay. Come back out into the hallway.
But nobody's
and just shake my head at Zeb.
Alright then. Where's Gavigan and my sister? Where's this ritual taking place?
Make an intimidation check. She is cooperative, but I want to see how far she'll go because there's someone she's much more scared of. Although, shotgun to the face is also.
Strong suit, so I think I'm gonna use an advantage.
Go
on this
for it.
one.
You can do it, Zeb. I believe in you. 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
Oh my god!
Hey!
Jesus Christ!
Look at that!
Success.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where, but I think you can see it from Gavigan's room.
Alright. Which one's Gavigan's room?
And she kind of gestures with her head to the west. The door to the west.
So they're like, alright. We're gonna stand up here. You're not gonna do anything funny. Otherwise, I think you get the picture. We're gonna go take a look. And then we're gonna head downstairs and see if my friends have any other questions for you.
She nods.
Alright. Then, he's gonna, stand up. He will help her up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll go in front to the room and motion for Ganymede to maybe go behind Rose. And he'll head into the room.
Hmm. Okay, this is very clear to both of you. This is the most well-kept room in the house. There's an ornate 4-poster bed that's taking up most of the space. Heavy red velvet curtains hiding the interior. On a dressing table, there's a folded piece of paper. Looks like a letter. There's also a wooden mannequin head. But there's nothing on it right now. There's a wall that has a large oil painting of an Egyptian pharaoh. Again, very beautiful and striking green eyes. There's also a modern-looking clock. A familiar-looking clock. And there's a whole dressing room, just with so many robes. so many cult robes. They're very nice.
It's a nautical
It's a modern
chronograph.
marine chronometer.
Yes, it is.
Unremarkable, except for it being the most modern thing in the entire house. Swiss made, it is perfectly accurate.
I want to kind of look at the letter, certainly.
Yes.
And we'll do a quick search of the room.
Mm-hmm. Love it. So yes, the painting of the pharaoh, very regal looking. The detail is sublime, especially the eyes, which burn with captivating intensity. You can make a Cthulhu Mythos roll, Ganymede, now that you have those points.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. We'll
Welcome
give
to
it
the
a try.
cult.
I know it's like 2 points or something.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. You think this is probably the Black Pharaoh?
Makes sense.
Yeah, but that's all you can tell for now of it.
Okay.
I do think... Anyway, so there's the wall clock and the letter.
Let's see the letter.
I will show it to you all, and I will do my best to read it. Why is my monitor so far away? It is from someone named Omar al-Shakti. In Cairo, Egypt, dated January of 1925. My dear Gavigan, in his name do we serve. As the work of our Lord and Master grows ever nearer to completion, I must ask you, with all due politeness, to consider the return of that which your predecessor and his associates acquired from us under less than honest circumstances. As we are allies in this great endeavor, what does that say? I seek not to dwell on past slights and inconveniences, but to move forward. I hope that this is your wish also, and with this in mind, the return of the bust to its true home would not only be a gesture of goodwill, but also a reaffirmation of our most august and beneficial brotherhood. Your humble servant, Omar al-Shakti.
I tuck that into a pocket, and if we've now uncovered everything, I do want to look out the window and see if I can see or hear at least a general direction where it might be.
Yes. Looking out of... It's actually, I think, the window in his dressing room. Let me just open this up for y'all. Of the second floor. Looking out you're just equal to or maybe slightly above the trees, and you see light. And I think if you open the window a little, the singing is louder. Now it requires no check to hear. And you see the direction, you see where the light is coming from. And I think it's...
I'll scan to pick out a couple of landmarks so that I can keep myself oriented when we get down on the ground level.
Great. And I think about at this time when Charles is being a bit overwhelmed by his abilities, and Irene is tucking Inspector Munden's wallet away, and Zeb and Ganymede with Rose look out to the ritual site. That is where we're going to end today's...
Can I do one other thing?
Sure.
I think as I see it and get the fix on it, I walk back in and I take a pause next to that chronometer for just a moment, and then I lift the axe up over my head and smash it as hard as I can.
Cool. Love it. And
Let's
with
go.
that, I think Barrington and Munden and their fellow officers enter the house as well. And you can all reconvene. And that's where we'll end this episode. And we will get to the ritual next time. Let's go around checking with everybody. How'd you like it? What are you looking forward to? I don't know. Whatever. Talk. Tommy, you go first.
Hello. Why? Wow, my camera just went real red
It
for
did.
a moment there. It went a little ominous there. Oh my gosh. I mean, this just the rose just showing up everywhere, whether it's her or Zara or whoever.
You'll never know.
I never know. And it's just like, well, I'm both surprised and not surprised to find her here. But oh man, it's spooky and just all sorts of like thrilling, and I cannot wait to break some kneecaps next week. I'm super looking forward to next week, and dealing with these damn cultists.
Yup.
I'm Tommy at Imperative Pingo on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and video editing stuff across the interwebs. As I've been saying, just keep it. I'm not doing a whole lot right now, but keep an eye on my Twitter feed for some announcements. And other than that, go and follow these amazing people because they're all doing amazing stuff right now.
Thanks, Tommy. Let's head up to Summer. Hi, Summer.
Hi, it's me. This was super fun, super, super good. I loved everything that happened. We got a lot of information, and I'm so scared for next week. Terrified, but in a fun way. It's definitely gonna be fun. I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at JustASummerJob. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything that I've got going on. The only two things that I would like to promo is tomorrow we have an episode of Black Glass dropping, which is the Watch Actual Play podcast. It's only the second episode, so if you haven't listened to the first one, I highly recommend you jump in now. And in just under 3 weeks, Off the Table and Salty Sweet Games are releasing a co-produced podcast, Missing Annie Lee. And so that's coming out really soon. You have up until the 5th to donate. So basically, if you go and pledge at a certain tier on our Ko-fi, then you can get a bunch of rewards. There are t-shirts, there are posters, there's merch, there's all this good stuff behind the scenes, bonus episodes. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you? So please consider going to pledge because we're fully funded. So anything you tier, you absolutely are going to get. Can't wait for everybody to hear that. Awesome. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Let's go over to Allie. Hi, Allie.
Hey, that was so cool. Super cinematic, right? It's that sneaking around leading up to the big confrontation. I felt like I was right in the middle of the movie that I have always wanted to watch, but nobody has ever made. It was awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, where I tweet about RPG stuff and space stuff and robot stuff because I am into that kind of stuff. And I'm going to be plotting and planning for next week because we gotta save our friends and we gotta kick some cultist ass. I'm so ready to kick some cultist ass.
It's always a good time to kick some cultist ass, you know what I'm saying?
Cultists and fascists, there's never a bad time.
Exactly.
To kick their asses.
Amen. And Kienna, would you like to say anything? Any personal things?
Yeah. You can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I'm over the internet doing sorts of TTRPG stuff. I've had some really big announcements this past week.
Yeah.
Really, really fucking big ones. So first off, some of you may know that I am one of the contributing authors for the newest Witch of the Coast D&D adventure anthology, Candlekeep Mysteries. I contributed an adventure to that, so that's pretty incredible. So that's a thing that is now out there in the world and will be published will be out of pre-order in March, but is currently available for pre-order. If you know my DMing style, you'll probably kind of understand where I'm coming from. It's a lot of nothing is what it seems, Fae bullshit, which Tommy's very familiar with. He has dealt with that for a very long time on my end. So yeah, so that's the whole thing. Also, I am doing a collaboration with Natural 20 Gaming Goods, where essentially, as part of Session Zero Online, which is the convention organized by people from the Southeast Asia TTRPG community, it's basically we have this bundle coming out where you can buy a set of dice that's called Love Cross Skies, which is inspired by my game Heaven Nor Hell. And every purchase of that set, you also get a copy of that game Heaven Nor Hell version 2. I've done a whole revamp of the layout and the game rules and the text and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's a dice set that's inspired by my game that's out there now, and you can pre-orders will open at Session Zero Online. I would highly recommend people to attend it. It takes place on Gather.town, which is essentially an online LARP space where like you have little icons and like little like avatars that you can walk around like the convention space and talk with people. It's really great. So pre-orders will be prioritized for any of the attendance there, but the dice will be for available pre-order from January 30th to October 30th. So yeah, that's the whole thing that I do. It's pretty cool.
Excellent. As for me, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on the Twitter. You can find me there hyping up Missing Annie Leagues. I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be so cool. For the channel, we're going to have some stuff stuff's in the works. We have some things coming together for later this like quarter. Did we say that on Twitch? This quarter of the year, whatever.
Yeah, well, we're having Burn Bright Against the Stars come back sometime in February. And we're having a new show in the works, hopefully coming out in the spring.
Has a cool name.
Yeah, we'll get more details about that at some point, but we're working on stuff.
Yeah. Otherwise, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Roll20, Dice Envy, and Grinding Coffee Co. If you ever miss an episode, of course we have our VODs, but you can also check us out on YouTube. Leave us a comment. It can be about my eyelashes. My real ones or my fake ones. I will allow that. You can also find us on Twitter. You know, if we decide to go live and do some video games or any one-shots or anything, that's where it'll be posted. That's twitter.com/saltysweetgames. That's where it is everywhere. Otherwise, we will be back next Saturday. I think that's going to be the end of London. I think it's the climax of London. The episode's going to be called The Rights of the Brotherhood. We're getting into it. Yep, and then assuming everyone survives, we will be moving on from familiar shores and deciding where we go next. There are so many possibilities. Okay, everybody, we're gonna head out. Wave bye. Goodbye. Bye.